Hello, hello. Forgot to go live on TikTok 'cause I'm a noob. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 253, talking about big veto in the Colorado state about the safety bill, and then Amazon driver exposes shocking workload. That was AI. I don't know why it did that. I just went with it. It literally has nothing to do with that. I mean, it has something to do with Amazon driver, but unless they call workload going to the bathroom. But
could be.
how's it going, Larry?
It's going well, my friend. Yeah, doing well. We survived a horrific weather event, as I was telling you about. But it's been a good weekend. Wife is done with school. We are glad about that. Summer's here, and we're ready to be taking some little short trips and stuff.
Absolutely. Definitely. I'll be done on Friday as my last day. So looking forward to that. 2 more days, we can get through it. Even though I just had 5 off, I went back today. I was like, God, I'm exhausted. Like, geez, I just can't do it anymore. I'm ready to be done.
Yeah, one day back, put you over.
It put me over the edge. So go to gigeconomyshow.com for everything podcast related. I want to thank our Patreon members, Samson, Bud, Omar, Delivery Cats, Frank, Tom, Jim, Miguel, Linda, and Jerry. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. It really means a lot that you're willing to spend your hard-earned gig money to support this show. You get an extra podcast a week, an exclusive piece of merch, and ad-free episodes at the $7 tier. So check it out. We offer a free 7-day trial. And if you don't like it, you can tell us to F off and unconnect your card. And if you do like it, then we charge your card and move forward from that. So love for you to support the show. Telegram group, Larry, where we met Faith randomly. She joined our Telegram group and she's in the chat right now. How can other people join that?
Yeah, so join our Telegram group. We'll have links in the description, in the show notes. Our Telegram group's just a way we communicate. It's an app. You can do texting, but it's not real safe to text and drive. So it also allows you to do video and voice messages, which are a little bit easier sometimes to do a voice message when you're out there driving. You can talk with gig workers all over the country, talk about what's hot, any new apps that are coming up that you're trying out, or tips and tricks you have, and just not feel so alone when you're out there. Gig work can be kind of lonely. You're out there driving or delivering by yourself, and you can talk with people who know what you're going through. They know the ups and downs of gig work, and you can make some really good friendships.
Yeah, absolutely. Telegram's a great app. I always peer pressure all my friends. If I have new friends, I'm like, hey, you should download. Sorry, I had some beers earlier. I'm fine. I don't know what the fuck. Download Telegram. And it's funny, the chat group that I was in for a couple of ladies from the bus barn, they're like, oh, I don't know. And now they fucking love it. They're running their mouth on that thing. And like someone that always did like texting, like just regular texting, sends all voice messages now. I'm like, see, isn't this better?
It is. It really is
better. So much better.
Yeah.
Hey, if you can go to TikTok and follow us on TikTok, we're up to 510. Holy cow. Actually, when we hit 1,000, which seems like fucking so far away.
Yeah, it'll happen.
We can go live on it in a normal way instead of what it is now, ghetto way. But anyways, not that any of you care about that. But so go to TikTok. If you have a TikTok account, follow us, the Gig Economy Podcast. Stories from the road. I did not do any gig work. What did I do this? Oh, so it was my time off. My son came. It was a short visit.
Right?
Yeah, it was very, very awesome to see him. Yeah. But I worked on a fence that I needed to finish all weekend. And I worked at the Whitecaps, and then I worked for the old people. So I didn't do any gig work this weekend. And dude, I missed out on that $75. I only needed 2 rides.
Oh, 2 rides away.
Dude, I got so lazy.
Man.
I know. I was just like, I just so tired. I do not want to do
it. Sometimes you just gotta throw in the towel.
I know. I mean, $75. It's good. It's for 10 rides, it's really good. But I should have done it. I wasn't going to tell anybody. I'm going to be honest.
Oh man, just throw it out there. We're transparent.
Yeah, I'm going to try to be vulnerable. Say I got lazy, like everyone does at times, and
it happens.
I mean, if I was desperate for money, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, like, if that was my only work, you're damn right I would have been out there doing it. But if it was in the middle of July, you're damn right I would have gone and done those 2 rides.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I don't have a bus income this summer, so
right. But it's not like you were being a slacker. You were doing all this other work. So.
Oh yeah, I wasn't sitting home just doing anything. I needed to get that fence done, and it was like a great weekend to do that. It was great weather, so
good deal.
Banged it out. And then I know you did a little gig work, but nothing to
write home nothing about. Crazy. I did Saturday. I drove Saturday during the day. I didn't drive at night. So a lot of times day rides are pretty uneventful, and especially when the students are gone. So I did some Uber and Lyft. I don't think I did any DoorDash. But I had some rides, but nothing crazy happening.
You didn't do your $10 dovetail?
Not for DoorDash. I just I completely forgot.
I thought you forgot. I forgot to do my 2 rides.
There you go.
There we go.
I'm old. I can forget stuff.
Yeah. Faith, thanks for joining again. 2nd week in a row.
Starting a tradition here.
Knights are out of the playoffs, so she's slumming with us. But our getaway or our get together is coming up at the end of the month. Again, just want to throw that out there that we encourage you to come on Saturday. You can stay all weekend. You just can't stay with us. We kind of got our place all booked up and the amount of people that we need. But we're going to go out to dinner as a group on Saturday evening, time and place to be determined.
Yep.
When we get down there, we'll kind of settle that in. But send us an email. If you want to go, or if you're on Telegram, or if you have my phone number, whatever, just shoot us up. So
we'd love to meet people from the show, listeners, and hang out with you and get to know you a little bit and just shoot the breeze, have a good time in Nashville.
Yeah, if you remember our conversation with Alex, I did clip that audio.
Yeah,
and I sent it to him, and him and his girlfriend were freaking dying.
Really?
So I think he's gonna roll out. He's
nice.
In Murfreesboro, which is about 45 minutes from Nashville, so it's a little hike.
Yeah, we passed through Murfreesboro and we were going to Chattanooga on Sunday.
Yeah, so I think he's gonna come down for dinner. So I think that should be cool.
Awesome.
Hopefully we can find a place that's not super loud. I know I sound like a boomer. You know what I mean? It's just so loud and you just can't even have a conversation.
Yeah. Hopefully we can find something similar to what we do in GR. We could find maybe a brewery or something.
Yeah.
That place me and you went, that brewery, that one night we went and we were there, was pretty nice when we were at the podcast convention. Remember you had the little draft of what was it?
Where we sat upstairs?
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah, I can't remember what I had there, but I can't remember the name of it. Gary says you might want to say where the get together is. Fucking Nashville, bro. Nashville. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know the restaurant. Like, I don't even know where we're staying. Once we get there and kind of get assimilated, I think I'm flying in on Thursday. So
flying on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday through Sunday, I believe I am.
So did you have the Airbnb for Thursday?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Well, if it is, that's going to be a problem. Let's check.
Yeah, we'll do that for sure.
Let's log in right now.
Live. You're gonna experience. This is like open up.
Oh God, it's giving me everything. Oh, everyone on TikTok can see it. Because if I do it on this screen, hey, you called it out. I'm gonna log in and find out because I want to know. Because I got to hit people up that haven't finised paying the half of.
I thought it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. Oh
man, that's
because some of you are leaving Monday.
Maybe I screwed it up. This is riveting. Oh, I hate Gary. I said Nashville. Didn't I say Nashville at the beginning?
I couldn't swear to it. We'll have to listen and see. We both just know. So yeah, it's gonna be Nash Vegas.
Nash Vegas. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. All right.
Well, if the Airbnb you don't have for Thursday, you can just stay here.
I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm logged in. Oh, never mind. Fuck this. I'm gonna be. See, you know why I wanted to figure it out because I didn't want to think about it the whole show. Because I'm like, shit, I booked my flight.
We'll save it for Patreon.
All right. Jesus. All right, gig economy in the news. We talked about it's in the title. Colorado governor vetoes Uber Lyft safety bill. This is a big deal. I never really got from Steve, and we had talked to him early about where people were leaning as far as like the governor and stuff like that. But he vetoed the bill on Friday that would have required more safety features. The bill would he says the bill would jeopardize these services in Colorado to an untenable degree. It could very well lead to companies that Coloradans rely on exiting the market, raising prices, reducing the number of drivers. This in turn would create an economic hardship for the thousands of people who rely on the platform for income and go to medical appointments, as well as potential add more drunk drivers to the road. The bill aimed to increase safety for passengers, including optional audio and visual recording. Optional. Okay. I didn't think it was optional.
Well, originally it wasn't, but they scaled it back a bunch to try to get it to pass. And
I don't remember they backed off on the video and recording during rides and banned drivers offering their passengers food and drink. It would also add some new background check requirements and allowed a person to sue instead of going to arbitration. A company or driver in the case of death, sexual assault, personal injury, or kidnapping. So I kind of was hoping that it would pass. I really wanted the cameras, as more as I thought about it. I was first like, fuck that. But like, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. We discussed it, I think a few times on the show. And it didn't sound like, it sounded a little strict the first way it was written.
Yeah.
But it was kind of surprising, like I said, that they really kind of scaled it back and took out a lot of the provisions that seemed like would have been the sticking points for it, and he still didn't pass it.
Yeah, I often wonder, and this is me.
I got in his pocket.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but like, why? And I feel like, and I don't know if the governor is left leaning or right leaning. I have no idea. But you would think you would want more safety in these cars, but even scaled back, he vetoed it. So I don't know. I kind of wish, again, the only sticking point for us was like we were worried we wouldn't have access to the camera data and that we would probably run another dash cam. And I still stick with that.
For sure. Yeah. There's no way I'm relying on somebody else when a dash cam that I don't have access to the video.
Especially if do you remember, was it a third party where that was going to be part of that, or was Uber going to be in control of that?
I think Uber was going to be in control of it.
Okay, so that's so bad.
Yeah, that's not happening. That's not, because like all the times I've used my dash cam videos, it wasn't during a ride.
Right.
It was when people run through a light and run into me or something. So you want to have access to your own dash cam video for sure.
Yeah, and trusting Uber to, I mean, I actually have more trust in like a third party to take care of that stuff. But Uber, fuck no. Yeah, I don't trust them at all.
No,
Gary, no platform cares about safety, and none of these government people are about safety. They just want money. I want to think that some of them are actually legitimate lawmakers and aren't just in it for the money. I mean, do you really feel like everyone is just in it for the money? Because then we might as well just fucking get rid of the country. Hang it up. Let's just fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, let's just get rid of, our Constitution and all that stuff. Just freaking be done with it. And that bothers me.
Yeah, no, I think there are good people that get in it for the right reasons. Obviously, there are people who get in it because they want power and they want, they're just in it to get rich off of it, or whatever their reasons are. But there are people who get in it for the right reasons. They may get corrupted later on, but they get in it for the right reasons. And I do believe some of them are worried about that stuff. But money talks. It really does.
It does. I feel like a lot of them get involved, with good intentions, and then some of them just get swayed.
Yeah. If you're in it with good intentions and you don't have the money to get elected, and this company can get you elected, you're like, well, if I don't get elected, I can't have any effect. Well,
they're damned if they do, if they're damned if they don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it puts them in a hard spot.
Right. Okay, update. While we were talking, I managed to figure it out. No, Friday is the day. I think I'm going Friday to Monday. I think I finally figured that out.
So you're flying on Friday.
Flying on Friday, checking on Friday.
Yeah, because I knew you were staying, and I knew y'all were staying 3 nights, but I was pretty sure it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because I know some of y'all are leaving on Monday. I'll hang out till late Sunday night, but I got to work Monday, so
yeah,
I won't be staying there.
Yeah, I'm leaving Monday at noon. My flight leaves.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, and I'll have to tell everybody who's coming to let me know your flight info, and since we don't work on Fridays in the summer, I should be able to pick people up at the airport, and we can go hang out until we get in the Airbnb, depending on what time your flight is.
Yeah, for sure. So, anyways, I'm glad I figured that out. That was stressing me out. I'm like, all right, I got to figure it out.
I knew it was going to bother you.
It was. So I don't you have it on different websites? You're like, okay, sometimes I use Google.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I use my phone number. Sometimes I use my email.
Yeah.
Apparently, I used my phone number and I tried to use Google because I thought it was a Google one. So
right.
Yeah. So yeah. Gary says, think about it. Anything that is safe and can help drivers always not passed or vetoed. I don't know. I mean, it'll pass. I mean, I hate to be bitter about it, or not bitter, but like, yeah, you're probably right. I don't know. But again, if that's the case, why are we here? Let's figure something else out. Right?
I agree.
Larry's like, I don't know. All right. Moving on. Amazon driver exposes shocking workload. Now that I think about it, I wonder if an AI was like being funny.
Maybe trying
to be funny, because it's like, I don't know, workload.
This video that we're getting ready to show, I mean, this is disgusting. I don't understand people like this. Why would you do this? I mean, I'm a guy, obviously I've taken a piss behind a tree or, behind a car, where, different places like this, but this takes it way to the next level.
Right. It is a news story, so it's a little bit of that. So
a delivery driver is caught on camera relieving herself in front of customers' homes just moments after dropping off their packages. Disgusted homeowners in Woodland Hills awoke to find the mess right on their doorstep.
And the surveillance footage shows the driver relieving herself not once, but twice, just minutes apart. The delivery driver has already been relieved, you might say, from her job, but certainly you can't unsee this.
KTLA's Carlos Cesado is live in Woodland Hills with more. Quite a story tonight, Carlos.
Yeah, we're Kareen. We've heard the saying, when you gotta go, you just simply have to go. But this takes it to a whole nother level. An Amazon delivery driver leaves a nasty surprise on this Mother's Day, and she was caught in the act twice. A delivery driver for Amazon can't seem to hold it in on more than one occasion. A woman is seen about to leave an Amazon package at this Porch off Yano Drive in Woodland Hills around 5:30 Mother's Day morning. But she also leaves a smelly surprise. She relieves herself, does number one and number two before pulling up her shorts and walks away. The homeowners were expecting a Mother's Day gift.
When I woke up, my husband said he was going to bring me some coffee and a pastry. He went downstairs and was greeted by not only one package, but a second inappropriate, disgusting package, which was essentially like human feces and looked to be urination.
Tamara Bedoy and her family could not believe their eyes after watching the footage from their surveillance cameras.
You can see the mess that she left. So I was really disgusted. It was a horrible experience, and my husband unfortunately had to pick it up on Mother's Day. And
she was not done. On another delivery later that morning, the worker is seen urinating on the front property of a different Woodland Hills home. She pulls down her shorts, does her business, and takes off like nothing ever happened.
I kind of like clutched my pearls a little bit because I'm like, really? A second time? It was kind of like, wow, still not done.
It's unclear why the driver just couldn't wait to find a restroom. The incidents happened 20 minutes apart, the homes less than 1 mile from one another.
That was disgusting, like very disgusting.
Because this is something you guys would never do, right?
No. She probably had Taco Bell before.
Amazon reps say the driver was an independent contractor, adding in a statement, quote, "We're deeply disturbed by the unacceptable behavior of this delivery driver and apologize to the customers involved. We immediately identify the driver and they are no longer delivering on behalf of Amazon." Tonight, the serial pooper is without a job. Certainly not a Mother's Day surprise anybody wants to wake up to. Reporting live tonight from Woodland Hills, Carlos Salcedo, KTLA 5 News.
Okay.
Why do you got to throw Taco Bell under the bus
Taco
like
Bell
that?
gets JFK'd right in the story. They're just like, damn, kid.
Yeah, like Faith's, how much coffee did she drink? Yeah, that could be it. Coffee will do it to some people for sure.
What I don't understand is, we don't know if she was a flex worker. They didn't.
Right.
So if she's in those vans, they got those big totes. I would just do it in there. Like if I gotta find a hose to clean it out before I bring it back to Amazon, like why would you even think? It's bizarre to me.
It is, right. I mean, right on the middle, right there on the driveway. I mean, there's places she could have gone. She could have hidden herself and done it, but she just didn't give a F. She did not care.
I was confused on the story because they kept showing her in that little cubby.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, the lady was talking about like, oh, it was like right on the steps. And I'm like, where?
Yeah,
where?
that was the second one. That was the second one, the little cubby back there. But yeah, she just, dropped her drawers and did her business, and gives me flashbacks, man, to that girl getting out of my car.
What do you mean?
The one that dropped her drawers right next to my car and took a piss.
I mean, I can deal with pee. I got no problem with that.
Yeah. But yeah, that is, how can you think you can get away with that when there's so many cameras, like Pete said, so many cameras nowadays. I don't know why people think they can get away with stuff like that and why you would even try. Right.
Pete says you better send her a thirsty goose. I don't think that's going to work for her.
I don't think it's going to help.
I mean, if you can line it up to, I'm not exactly sure how the woman's anatomy works, but maybe you could make it work. I mean, I know how it works, but Larry's like, whoa, bro, aren't you married?
We have to have that talk, man. We got to have that talk. That's for the Patreon. That is definitely for the Patreon.
Okay. Yeah. That needs to be. Behind a paywall for sure.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, we see this often, and I get it. I feel for her. Like we've all been like on the brink of it, and I've been on the brink of shit my pants so many times. I just don't know why you couldn't do it. I just don't know. I don't have any words for it.
I don't either.
Explain it.
I can't. And yeah, I mean, she didn't seem like she was in distress or anything.
No, like she wasn't sweating from
it wasn't like she was panicking. She was just doing her thing, and she's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go right here."
Well, I'm gonna need you to add this to your list of trying to reach out to her and ask why she decided to do it. And there may be a valid reason. Maybe she's afraid of physical toilets. Maybe she's had some trauma from a toilet, and that she's just got to go in the wild. Maybe
I'm writing it down now.
Okay, maybe she was raised from wolves. I mean, it's happened. It's happened. Let's not judge her. I mean, we can judge her, but let's
wait till you hear her story.
Yep, let's hold a little bit out just in case.
Just in case.
Just kidding.
That's what she did. Put a little bit out just in case.
Just in case. No, there was no case. She's like, just in case I shit my pants, I'm gonna,
Oh man, you wonder about some people. I mean, you really do.
Yes,
you really do.
All right. So this video is interesting, and the rideshare guy does a great job, and they're able to have the funds to do some research and stuff like that. And I just love I don't love everything they put out. There's a couple guys I'm not a huge fan of, but we're not gonna be a fan of everybody. But this is about an express drive cut 50% of the pay compared to what a regular drive. An express drive is their rental program. So we will play that and we'll talk about it.
Check out these two trips. Same passenger, same drop off, the exact identical trip. But one ride will make you $18 while the other will make you $11.16. A 51% difference. Why is that? Well, the $11 fare is a Lyft Express Drive offer. Express Drive is a program where Lyft will rent rideshare drivers a vehicle through one of its partners to drive for the company. The almost $19 fare was dispatched to a vehicle owned by the same driver. These screenshots show just how little Lyft is paying drivers who drive with its Express Drive program. Not only are these drivers paying Lyft a weekly rental fee for these vehicles, but are also required to give anywhere between 20 and 40 rides for Lyft. And they're also making roughly 50% less than someone who owns their own vehicle. Make it make sense. The one benefit of Express Drive is that drivers don't need to worry about insurance and maintenance. But is this perk really worth a 50% pay cut? Drivers, let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to learn more about this story, be sure to watch this week's replay of Show Me the Money Club on our YouTube channel.
All right.
Yeah.
No free plugs. Well, it's not 50%. I mean, but it's close.
Yeah, it's way up there. I mean, you're already paying them for the car to rent the car, and that takes they're not cheap. They don't rent them cheap.
No, they're it's $300 to $400 a week.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
It's insane.
Yeah. And then to have be getting, I don't know how they justify giving them a lesser fare just because they're using a rental car.
My only thought is I'd like to see a little bit more tests, because you can do this on a regular ride and get big fluctuations like that.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, you could have the same person with just two different cars. Neither one of them's a rental, and get the same results.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen something that big, but I mean, it's possible. So I don't want to throw the Lyft program right out, saying that they are actually doing this. But
right.
I mean, to go back, what Gary said, just follow the money. Well, of course, they're gonna give them less. That's gonna keep them locked in. You know what I mean? And just grinding out there because they got to pay for that rental. And
God,
I hope that's not the case, because that really just bums me out that they would actually do that.
Yeah, it does. And if you found out it was the case, then you might have that girl deliver them a package.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just frustrating. I just want these companies to do what I just why do we have that? Why do we have these companies that just rip people off? I mean, just in general. I'm not talking like, I don't know. It's just we talk about this all the fucking time.
Yeah, I mean, it always comes down. It's always the almighty dollar. It's always the bottom line.
Yeah, but well, maybe they figure, we're going to be going autonomous soon, so we're going to just, screw these guys.
Wring everything they can, every last penny they can.
Yeah, for sure. I can see, though, thinking about autonomous, that, they're going to offer like at a cheap rate and stuff, and then drivers are going to kind of go away, you know what I mean? And then they're just going to raise the rates a little bit. And then before you know it, you want the drivers back because you're paying, triple the price.
Yep.
Pete said, how much is rideshare insurance these days? I don't know. I've had the same company for a couple of years. I think it wasn't much, like $30 a month, $20 a month.
Yeah, I think mine's even maybe a little bit less than that.
I did find out I got in a fight with somebody on Facebook, and I kind of stuck my foot in my mouth.
Oops.
Apparently I was like, everyone was talking about insurance, right? And like, oh yeah, my progressive insurance, my progressive rideshare insurance covers me for DoorDash and like package delivery. I'm like, absolutely it does not. And because mine doesn't. But apparently Progressive calls their insurance rideshare, and it fucking does cover. I looked it up. I did a little research on it because the guy was throwing me under the bus. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to the Google and figure it out. And
there you go.
I didn't get a quote, but I mean, from what I could see, they cover all stuff.
Man. Yep. Yep. That's
and
good to know.
Well, yeah, it makes me tell y'all and me myself, maybe we need to do an audit on our insurance and make what if there is more available, because I'm all about the insurance. I want to be covered.
Sure.
And if it's going to cover me extra for food, I mean, I'm barely doing rideshare anymore. I'm actually paying for it, and I'm barely doing rideshare. If it's not going to give me any help with, DoorDash or Shipt or Walmart Spark, maybe I need to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's probably that's a good thing to do. At least every couple of years, if not every year. Do a comparison with some prices for your insurance.
The lady we use, and she's actually been a sponsor on the show way back in the day.
Yeah.
She is like an agent, but she's like a broker.
Broker, yeah. She deals with she can get quotes from many different companies.
Yeah, and I ended up on AAA. I have solar panels. When I first got them, I was like, hey, I want these covered. And apparently they're the only ones that will cover them on your house.
Really?
So I kind of got stuck with them. And then I was like, I said to her, well, it's starting to get a little pricey. Why don't you quote any other company without the solar panels covered? And she still couldn't get a better deal than AAA. So I was like, all right, well, wait a couple of years and try again. So,
wow.
But yeah, it's really not that hard to switch. Everyone thinks it's a pain in the ass, but they usually take care of it for you. So
yeah, a lot of times they will. You just give them the information, what you want, and they'll take care of it.
For sure. So do your insurance audit. Make sure you got the right coverage for what you're doing.
You don't want to have a rude awakening and think you're covered for something and find out you are not. And you're on.
I mean, most of those places will cover if you hit another car, liability, and probably comprehensive, but not for your own car. Like they might cover you like if you get hurt, but like they're not going to cover your repairs to your car. I'm almost positive that it's just a basic insurance. So we should get Peter on here to talk about insurance.
That's right, Pete.
All right, Larry. We had this on the rundown last week or the week before, but we talked about the rural delivery, and FedEx and Amazon struck a deal.
Yeah, so FedEx used to have a contract with Amazon to deliver some of their packages, but they said it wasn't being profitable for them, so they stopped that contract about 5 years ago. But recently, they said that they've been in talks for about another year. They have a new delivery deal with Amazon, but they're going to be handling higher margin deliveries, big and bulky items, and taking them to less populated places. The chief customer office for FedEx said we would not be going back and opening up a deal after walking away 5 years ago if it did not make financial sense for us. They didn't say how much the new deal would be worth, but he did say that Amazon business is not going to be their biggest business that they do. Not our largest customer. That's all he would say.
Okay.
So yeah. FedEx joins Amazon, other third-party partners like UPS and United States Postal Service that work alongside our own last-mile delivery network to help Amazon balance capacity to best serve their customers, said the Amazon spokesperson. So yeah, they did have a contract up until mid 2019 when it decided not to renew because they said it just wasn't making financial.
We're in sense. 2019, they were probably doing smaller stuff too. And
right. This is for bigger stuff that is probably not easy for like a flex driver or something to handle. But they have, they have the trucks, they have dollies, they have, decks that can lower on the back of their trucks, whatever they need to deliver those kind of big, bulky items.
So Amazon does have a big delivery department, but they probably still want to stay local, like in the cities and suburbs. Because I see them all. I'm sure you see them too, but they're prime trucks and they're big. They're big box trucks, and they usually have two people that delivering furniture and stuff like that. So, so I think it's good. I mean, FedEx, I feel like is the worst delivery, even worse than Amazon. To be honest with you, I mean, we see a lot of videos of FedEx drivers. Just some of them are like people are stretching, like. They threw a tire and hit the ground. Like, it's a fucking tire, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be on your car running over God knows what in the road.
Yeah.
So chill out. But I have seen some pretty rough. I think what happens is they deliver a lot of big stuff. And I think these guys don't want to use the dolly. I think it takes more time,
right?
It's I don't know. I think they just like roll it off the back and they're like, that's good.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, who knows?
Yep.
Well, hopefully, I mean, hopefully it works out for them. Who knows?
Yeah, like I said, I'm sure they've done a lot of research, and as he said, they would not be getting back into it if it didn't make financial sense for them to be doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure Amazon's paying out the ass if it's like last mile and way out in the boonies. I mean,
yeah, and big stuff, and
big stuff. And maybe
yep.
that, you know, they can do that a little bit because the profits are a little bit bigger on that bigger stuff. I don't
Right,
know.
right.
But,
And that's what they were saying.
all right. Moving on, Uber driver arrested in Florida. This is an update of the story of the lady that pulled the pistola. So what's that?
An argument caught on camera between an Uber driver and passenger quickly turned into a violent interaction when the driver pulled a gun on the customer last week in Hollywood. That woman, now identified as 23-year-old Jennifer Benitez, was arrested by Port St. Lucie police. The incident occurred on May 12th when police say two women had requested a ride from Miami to Hollywood, and when they were near their drop-off location, one of them told Benitez that her apartment was to the left. According to the sworn statement, the driver shouted, "I know, that's why I have a GPS," and made an aggressive turn. One of the passengers questioned Benitez about her reaction, and she allegedly stopped the car, ordering them to get out. And that's when she pulled out a firearm.
Get out! Oh. Get out!
Uber prohibits drivers and passengers from carrying firearms, even in states where the law permits it. In this particular case, the company called it concerning. They released a statement saying, "We removed the driver's access to the app and are continuing to investigate."
Yeah, just what we thought. She was going to get arrested. I was hoping, I didn't actually watch the whole video because I kind of like to get surprised in the stuff, but I was hoping that, you know, it was, they had done something really bad, the passengers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was just escalated. From what we saw, it was escalated way out of what it should have been.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about guns ownership and being responsible, and I get you were mad they kind of fucked with you, but like you can't just whip out your gun, you know what I mean? Unless you're being threatened. I mean,
Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't sound like it was even that big of a deal. The girl was like told her that her stop was on the left. I generally appreciate when people tell me what side. A lot of times I will ask them because a lot of times GPS just puts a big circle right in the middle of the road. And you're like, you don't have any idea which side they're on.
Yeah, someday I don't hope this happens to me, but someday I have like dash cam footage and they paint me in to be a bad light. I mean, I wouldn't pull out a pistola, but and I'd be like, yeah, you want to see the first 10 minutes of the ride and be like, here, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
This is why I lost my cool because they were doing this, and this. And I would gather there's more to the story.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. I don't think she just snapped just because of that one comment. That doesn't make any sense. Like, who knows? They could have been back there, making a mess in her car, or there's all sorts of stuff they could have been doing to antagonize her.
Absolutely. So next up, I saw this get posted a lot. Did not read the article. U.S. tourist drugged by fake Uber driver robbed of $123K, which is a shit ton of money.
Yeah, well, he was robbed $123K of Bitcoin.
Oh, is that? I saw the BTC. I thought that was Bitcoin, but then I was like, all right, maybe that's a news source. I don't know.
Yeah, no, and this is happening a lot. I just read another story about it the other day. So this guy was he was American. He was over in the United Kingdom. He was drugged by someone who was posing as a Uber driver. So this is going to the report. This guy went to a London bar, had several drinks before calling an Uber. And like so many people that have been out drinking, they didn't thoroughly check out the details and make sure he was getting in the right car. So he got into a random car. Supposedly the guy resembled the Uber driver, but was in a different vehicle, which a detail that he only discovered later because he didn't pay attention and make sure he got in the right car. And he said once inside, the driver offered him a cigarette, which he accepted, in which they said was likely laced with a rare and potent sedative drug called scopolamine. He said the cigarette made him feel really extremely docile and caused him to pass out for about 30 minutes. When he woke up, the driver ordered him out of the vehicle. As he was getting out, the driver suddenly sped off, hit him with the car, and fled, and along with the guy's cell phone, which contained his private keys and access to his crypto accounts. So it also mentions in here, this unfortunate incident comes amid a recent really uptick of kidnappings, extortions, armed robberies. So a lot of times these people, these people that are really big into crypto, a lot of times you'll see them on social media and things, in the news. A lot of these people are getting, them or their family are getting kidnapped. I read about one not too long ago. he got kidnapped. They were beating him until he, trying to get him to give up his private key to his crypto wallet. He ended up getting rescued by the police, but not before they had cut off one of his fingers.
Oh God!
Trying to get him to give up his access to his wallet. Because that crypto, man, once it gets shipped, you ain't getting it back.
Really?
Once it gets transferred, you're not getting it back.
I mean, there's no backing from the FDIC,
right? No backing from nothing, and there's, like I said, once it gets transferred, man, you're not going to get it back.
So you were saying that they see these people like bragging about it on social media, and
you see people that are big into crypto. There's news stories about people though. A lot of times they'll ask these guys that have made a lot of money in crypto. What do you see the future doing? What's going on? And there's always the people who brag about it too. Flash around, talk about how much money they've made in crypto. And you got to be careful because these people are doing this now. They're kidnapping people. They're beating the crap out of them until they give them their crypto key.
Yeah, especially if it's not really traceable and there's nothing they can do if they do even get caught.
Yeah. Even if this guy got caught, if he had transferred it, I don't think there's any way he's getting it back.
Yeah, there needs to be some more rules about that. I mean, not just in general with the Bitcoin. That's why I'm a little, I don't really have any of that kind of stuff. I invest in,
Yeah, I got a little. I invested a little when years ago. I mean, it's the price has gone way up. So I mean, I've got a little bit now, but I didn't invest very much. When I put in. But yeah, I mean, you have to be careful too about, like I said, going on these. Going on social media or advertising the fact that you've got a bunch of money in crypto.
Yeah.
Because, it just puts a bullseye on you.
For sure. Pete says it feels like the same rule applies if you win the lotto. Don't
exactly.
Yeah, I know there's different rules in different states. And I don't know if Michigan is one of them where you can have somebody
be anonymous.
You can be anonymous or have your attorney accept it on your behalf.
I've seen some states you can't, and that's just crazy, man.
That's
just
wild.
Crazy. It is.
You should be able to be anonymous.
There's yes. There's no reason that you should not be able to be anonymous. I guess I don't know their reasoning. I guess they're wanting to show that somebody's really winning it. It's not just if you just have anonymous people. People start doubting with it. That there's real winners, I guess. I don't know what they're.
I mean, fine. Make up a fucking fake name and put Phil in there and pay him $20 to stand there or something. I don't know. It just seems stupid, but that saying like, well, you wouldn't know, but there'd be signs. I wouldn't tell anybody, but there'd be signs. You know what I mean? Like, of course. All of a sudden, you got a nicer house and a nicer car, and
your co-host is driving a nice new Harley.
I mean, all of a sudden, your co-host's house is paid for, and you're just like, "What the fuck's going on?
What happened?" There would be signs.
There would be signs. There definitely would.
If you know what to look for.
Right. I'd be doing gig work in a Hummer HEV and just living life.
Yep.
All right. So don't do that. Make sure you.
If you make a lot of money, just keep it on the down low. Don't
absolutely
don't be bragging.
Waymo in the news. All right, Waymo in the news. I think this might be
12 news. Another.
Yep, it is. Okay.
Yep.
I got them all in order. I was like, they're named SnapTick because I use a Ripper. I need to rename them because I'm like, is this the one? So we talked about a bunch of cars getting recalled, and I'm not sure if this is about it or this is like the result of it, but this is a car that crashed. So we're going to watch that real quick.
12 news. Another driverless crash on the streets of Phoenix. Earlier today, a Waymo was going to pick up some riders when it hit a pole.
This isn't how Jerica Mitchell thought her Waymo experience would go.
This is going to be our first time riding one.
She and her friend are visiting the Valley from Arkansas and had always wanted to ride in one.
Because we've always seen them, like on Instagram.
So they ordered it. And while waiting for its arrival near 7th Avenue and Roosevelt in Phoenix, this happened.
Yeah, we were real shocked.
The driverless car was going down this alley and crashed into a pole that was off to the side, crushing the front end of the car.
We heard the smack at first, but we didn't realize that it was the car.
Thankfully, no one was hurt, but it was still a shock, not only to Mitchell, but experts who specialize in these sophisticated cars.
What did surprise me is just how much the car has crumpled up. This is a serious collision between a pole and a car.
The past 2 weeks, we've seen other incidents on social media, like this Waymo driving into oncoming traffic in Tempe on Rural Road near the US 60, and this one swerving in and out of its lane at 15th Avenue south of Thomas. Called Waymo support, who gave her a full refund and called her another Waymo. It also took the same alleyway and got stuck behind the crash.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I did watch that one all the way through. I was like, what? I couldn't remember. I'm like, there's something hilarious in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. I watched it earlier too. It's cracks me up. I mean, of course it's going to, take the same route. That's
Exactly.
the
But
fastest way there.
why isn't Waymo like, hey, putting a pin in that and say, don't go down this road? There's an accident.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd think that would be part of their system, but apparently it is not. But yeah, that was a pretty good lick, man. That didn't just bump into it, man. It was moving pretty fast to do that much damage on there.
Would you have gotten back into the Waymo after a crash, or you've been like, I'm just going to take a regular Uber?
I might have thought, that's a sign. I probably don't need to take a Waymo today.
That day, I wouldn't say I would get rid of it.
I would square off them further, but that day, I like something may be going on. The software, I think I'm not taking it today.
Yeah, for sure. So, if you ever see it, this was actually from, I believe, Josh, who's not in here tonight, but he tagged me on TikTok for one of those. So I appreciate that, Josh. Yeah. Going back to the article before, Faye says, I've hit jackpots in casinos here in Vegas, and the host comes up. They want to take a picture for their social media. I'm like, oh, hell no, you can't use it. Of course.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people do, like, Faye's smart, but people get wrapped up in the adrenaline of winning.
Yeah, the excitement. They want their picture up on the wall.
Yeah.
Screw that.
Especially with how easy it is to track people down.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can really find a lot about people very quickly on the internet. So
yeah, there's a TikTok channel where there's a guy and he just has people sending pictures and they'll show a little bit of the surrounding and that's it. And then he figures out exactly where they are.
Isn't it something monkey?
Yeah, I think so.
It's something.
Yeah.
Find me blah, blah, blah monkey or something like that. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's fucking good too.
Yeah. I mean, of course he's not going to show the ones he doesn't find.
Of course.
But some of the stuff he comes up with, I was like, man, that's pretty good.
He's analyzing like the rocks in the back picture and like doing revert. But again, I honestly think, I mean, he's good, but I bet any one of us with a little bit of time could probably figure it out too.
Oh yeah. Especially if you did it a little bit, you find the resources that you need and where you need to go to find certain things. Yeah, you could certainly do it for sure. And we don't need it because AI is going to be able to tell you like that.
Yeah, we're gonna have chips in our heads, all that fun stuff.
That's right. Plug it in.
Before we go on real quick, talk about Octopus tablet. We actually, it's funny, Larry, we talked about a referral and someone referred like 2 days after the show.
Really?
I was like, we hadn't gotten a referral in a while.
Check
out. Oh no, this is Gary's. No, damn it. Oh, we'll just do Gary's. Gary hasn't sent me shit. I know I've earned some money. He always tells me he has to go back to his computer, and he fucking never gets back to me. Anyways, Gary's apps. I was like, wait a minute, why is Gary's logo? Why am I talking about Octopus?
Gary's advertising on the Octopus tablets. That's
there you go. Gary's apps, Maximo. If you're looking at the live stream on your left, Flex Alert obviously in the middle, and Driver Utility Helper on the right. Driver Utility Helper is for DoorDash, and Maximo is for everything else except Amazon Flex. They all kind of do different things, but mostly that you can customize your apps to make more money and to be safer on the road. The Flex Alert, lets you know when there's new routes posted, those kind of things. It's worth it. They all range in price. Flex Alert, as far as I know, it was free. And then if you wanted to get ad free, it was like $20 or something, which I did. Maximo, I think it's $5, and I think Driver Utility Helper is $10, but it's worth it. You earn that money back. You can write it off. Just think of anything you would want to customize, like a restaurant you don't want to go to, or an address you don't want to go to, or a threshold level that you want to stick to. Those kind of things you can customize on Gary's app. So check the link in the description and maybe he'll pay me. moving on. Okay, so these last two, nothing real crazy, but so Sam's Club is getting into the pizza delivery business, which I wish Costco would, because their pizza is good. You ever had
is it?
Costco pizza? Or you're a Sam's Club family?
We don't have Costco here, so we don't have a choice.
Oh,
we do have Sam's Club.
Man, where do you live, bro? You live
in the South.
You live in the South. You're by all these storms. You die about once a quarter from storms, and you don't have a Costco?
Makes you feel alive, man.
That's wild. So they are going to announce their popular Members Mark 16-inch hot bay pizza is now available for delivery at most locations across the country. The service includes an express delivery option, promising arrival in less than 3 hours from the time of order. So I read this. So this is not, I'm assuming this is not hot pizza. This is take and bake.
Must be. Because
I mean, why? I mean, arriving less than 3 hours. I mean, it ain't gonna be hot
unless you're ordering it 3 hours later, and so they're gonna cook it right before they bring it to you. I don't know.
I mean, I read through it fast, but most of it doesn't say it's take and bake.
Yeah.
But this, and it doesn't even say in here too. This is actually a terrible article, because I found out it's through Spark, because Spark does Sam's Club. And I kind of figured it out. You can get free delivery on orders $50, but standard members will be charged $12. Express delivery adds $8 to the cost. So I'm pretty sure it's Spark drivers. Oh no, it says delivery from club service.
Yeah.
In addition to pizza, members compare the orders with Member Mark, Caesar salad, beverages. Oh, somebody posted this and said it was Spark. All right, Google this, Larry. Google delivery from club service for Sam's Club. I want to know if they actually have an additional delivery service, because we do like it's my fucking company. Spark does Sam's Club orders, and they're terrible. I'm not gonna lie.
From Costco, you said?
Oh no, this is from Sam's.
Sam's
Club. So search delivery. It says all available through the delivery from club service. So whatever that is, delivery from club. I don't know if it's just masked as Spark drivers, or that's
it just says Sam's Club offers a delivery from club service where you order items from the club and have them delivered to your door.
So it's Spark.
It's got to be Spark. Yeah,
they're just masking it with another name.
Yeah.
I mean, they call the Walmart one Walmart Express delivery. They don't say a Spark driver is going to deliver it.
And they also partner with Instacart.
Oh, well, yeah. So I can see that. Yeah, you're right. Instacart does like Costco too.
Yeah, so you
Spark doesn't do Costco.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. It's got to be take and bake, because you're not gonna get a hot pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be cold.
Bubba Sue said it's Spark.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know they do regular stuff, but they're just labeling their fancy name, or labeling Spark with something fancy. So
yeah.
Well, interesting. I wish Costco, but I don't want it. I don't want to take and bake. I want them to, I don't know. It sounds weird. Do you guys ever have Papa Murphy's by you?
We did have Papa Murphy's for several years, but it went out of business probably 5 years ago.
Ours went out of business too. But
yeah, we used to get those.
Yeah, they weren't bad.
They weren't bad. They were reasonably priced, and they were pretty good pizza. Their dessert pizza was pretty good.
Yeah. No, they were good. I wish it was a little bit. It was competitive in price, but it wasn't. It wasn't a lot cheaper than getting it freshly made. So it's kind of like, but we did it a few times, so it wasn't bad. But Pete said either that or they just need you to order 3 hours ahead. Hey, Peter, you would listen to the fucking show. Larry said that about 5 minutes ago. Are you playing with your wiener? Anyways.
Oh my goodness.
Call you Gabe. From an article a few weeks ago, Sam's announced it was offering curbside pickup from its. What that was from the article? Okay, what are you trying to tell me that I didn't say? Free delivery. My dog's barking, so my wife is home. Pete, put the weed down so it sounds like hot pizza. I don't think it does. It offered curbside, but it just means it's going to deliver it. There's no
Okay,
way.
we need to order one and settle this shit once and for all.
I don't think it's hot. There's no way. Walmart's not doing hot pizza. If I had to deliver a hot pizza for Spark, I would be like, get bent. Like, you know what I mean? Well, because I got regular grocery, got eggs, I got a gallon of milk and a hot pizza next to it. I mean, I don't think so. Somebody figure it out. God dang it. We ain't gonna figure it out tonight. Pete, order it. Get it delivered.
We'll order it. We're in Nashville.
Well, you don't even need to go through with it. It'll probably tell you, and if you go to place the order, you know what I mean, that it's going to be hot or take and bake. I just don't know why it doesn't say it in the article. It seems kind of dumb.
Yeah. You think? Yeah.
I mean, it looks baked if you look at the picture.
Yeah, it does.
It looks freaking delicious. Well, it says hot and fresh.
Yeah, hot and fresh.
I missed that part. Did it say it when he? No. What Pete posted, it doesn't say hot and fresh. Now, mind you, I'm skimming these articles. It says hot and fresh.
Yes, it does. It most certainly does.
Well,
so there.
It ain't gonna be hot and fresh. I'm telling you. And I ain't delivering a pizza. Pete's like, he can't post links. Then he sends it.
Yeah, it says members can choose to have their pizza delivered hot and fresh to their door.
Well, I blame you. You're supposed to back up me reading. That's the whole point of being a co-host.
I'm telling you, Pete's yelling at you now.
Is he?
All caps, man.
Really off the weed. Yeah, I wish I could do weed. Yeah, I missed that. I went back and I was like, all right, I need to start scanning this. I was like, it says hot and fresh.
Delivered hot and fresh to your door.
Yeah, I saw it, Pete. I appreciate that. All right, well. Now I lost where it said hot and fresh.
All right, well,
Where'd it go?
It's right there in the like third paragraph.
Oh, it's the second or third paragraph. Yeah.
Yep.
Have their pizza delivered hot and fresh to their door.
Yeah. We're just gonna have to order one in Nashville.
I mean, is Sam's Club pizza good? I've never.
I don't know.
Oh, we're just gonna order one.
We're just gonna order it just so we can answer this question definitively.
I think that would be funny, and watch it show up ice cold.
Oh yeah. Film it for the show.
I mean, we've all done Spark except Pete, but it's not. Things aren't quick with that. Like they'll throw it out there, and unless they throw a lot of money, it doesn't get picked up right away.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested to see how they're going to do that.
But. Yeah, I don't know. It might be cooked, but it's not going to be hot and fresh.
It's definitely not going to be hot and fresh. All right, we're going to wrap it up there, and we're going to talk about this last article. I hate TikTok. It's like line up the picture. Thanks. We're talking about an article from DoorDash, something new that you can get delivered, and you're not going to freaking believe it. It's the dumbest thing ever. I don't know anyone that would order this except a crackhead. So there you go. There's the tease for the Patreon. Go ahead and join now. 7-day free trial. $7 tier gets you the live streams. $3 tier gets you the pre-show banner. So you're going to want to join the $7 because you get a lot of live streams. You get the ad-free episodes. You don't have your ads. All that fun stuff. So Larry, gig work this weekend.
This weekend, yeah, I probably will be doing gig work this weekend. Okay. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have anything going on. Unless me and wife probably won't end up going anywhere because it's our work schedule. It's really weird. We work in the summer, we work 4 days a week unless there's a holiday during that week. And then we get the holiday off, but then we still work 4 shorter days. So it's kind of weird. Yeah. So I will be at work Friday is what I'm trying to say. So
you're trying. Normally you work Monday through Thursday.
Yeah, I will not have a 3-day weekend. So I'm not sure if we go anywhere, it probably won't be terribly far. We're trying to get out and do some hiking this summer. And
check the weather, Larry. Check the weather.
Yeah, for sure.
For me, I am not. We are going up north to the cabin to kind of get that ready for the
at that time.
for the summer. Normally go Memorial Day weekend, but with my son being home, we just kind of stayed home, and it was okay weather here, but it was cool. And I'm like, next weekend's supposed to be in the like mid 80s. So
okay, yeah,
great
it's been
weekend.
cool here.
Huh?
It's been cool here.
Yeah, but next week's going to be great. This weekend starts getting a little bit warmer, so
nice.
Head up there. But all right, join the Patreon if you want to talk, and then as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
We'll see you on the road. Good night, everybody.